A month ago, I heard about this concept that we are catching up with God's timing, and provided it is in His will, what we want is already ours. I mean, think about it. If we just go to the Bible, when it says, when you pray, believe that you have already received. But the key thing is making sure that it's of God, right? It's not a case of manifestation where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna put all this stuff on my vision board. Don't get me started on vision boards, do not do them. God has a plan for all of us. He has a plan for you, He has a plan for me. Yahweh is a God of intention and purpose. He does things for a reason, with a reason. Think about it. He knew us before we was even knitted in our mother's womb. He knows our beginning and our end, and even the world's beginning and the end. So He knows what we need to accomplish His will. Not our will, but His will, as it says in the Bible, where Jesus says, let your will be done, not mine. Now, that's not to say we don't have free will. God is not someone that writes it down on paper and locks it in a vault and goes, that is what you're doing. You cannot go left if I told you you're going right at this certain junction. And a prime example of that is when I went down a lot of wrong paths, and God still used that to twist it back round and even learn things along the way to help me on my path. I mean, even if we look to the Bible, all right, this was something that was in Bible study. Moses unalived someone. I don't know whether that was in God's plan. I really doubt it, as it's not, it's one of the commandments to not kill. However, God still used that in His will, right? He ended up having to get Moses to get out of Egypt and go to the wilderness, etc., etc. I don't know the whole full story. So I want to tell you a little story. And it's about all of these side projects, these side hustles that I've done, or even things that I've done in the past to rush the process. A couple of them are reselling, clothing brand, graphics design. Recently it was jet washing. In a couple days I made a week's wage of my 9 to 5. Like, it genuinely made me feel good. I'm not gonna lie about that, but the feeling did not last. I was so focused on trying to rush the process. I was basically saying to God, now that I'm a Christian as of this year, I don't trust you. Even though this isn't my passion and I don't believe jet washing is my calling, I'm making money right now and I'm going to be able to provide for my mum. I want to retire her, and with the money I'm making, I'll probably be able to retire her a lot sooner than I thought I did with the stuff that I was working on, which was like my content. But the feeling soon faded. Maybe it was a day, maybe it was a week, I genuinely can't remember, but it just hit me. I was working 10 to 12 hours on a job that I just didn't like, and the money just wasn't worth it. I felt like I was basically selling my soul. The reason why I feel the need to tell you this is because it's a concept that I'm really trying to knuckle down and remind myself that God will provide. He's provided continuously throughout the Bible and throughout my life, and I'm sure He's done the same for your life. Whether it might be small or you've forgotten about it, He has provided. So if we go back to the Bible, of course I'm gonna have to go back to the Bible. Philippians 4:6, which says, don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything. And then my favorite one from Matthew 6:34, so don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Am I saying I do not worry? Definitely not. One of the reasons why I have to continuously remind myself of these verses is because I need to stop worrying. So practically, how can we actually learn to trust that God has already provided for us? Giving your worries to God, actually writing it down on a piece of paper, all of your goals, all of your plans, everything that you want to do, giving it to God, actually kneeling on the floor and just giving it to God and saying, Lord, let your will be done, and making sure that what you are doing is actually pleasing God and is not hiding your purpose. Because when I was doing jet washing, I realized that this wasn't my passion, and that I actually sort of already knew the passion that I wanted to do, but I put it off because I was scared that it wouldn't work out. And I'd rather focus on the here and now with the money rather than the long term. And once we start giving these worries to God, we just work and we picture that it's already happened. We picture that what we prayed for, what the life that we want according to God's will is already ours. We can work on the thing that God has called us to do, knowing that it will work. Keep leaning on God, pray for strength, and I'm praying for all you guys. Thank you for watching. God bless. Peace and love.